Think okay to start?
Yes.
Okay. Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pushtaya Bhutale Shrimate. So, I know Mataji has, we have one point to discuss, but I was thinking, okay, we can read the second shloka, translation and purport, and then we can discuss on the points from that shloka and also what Mataji has requested. Is it okay? Am I audible?
Yeah. Okay. I guess it's okay.
Okay, thank you. So, Anmol, are you sharing the screen? If you
Uh,
are,
I, I'm sharing screen. I'm always traveling right now.
okay, then Chinmay or somebody can. Okay, thank you. So, text 2, right? Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So we'll chant the shloka and then we'll read the purport. The purport are already, it's always long purports, but we can split and read. And then we discuss. Okay, so I will read once, then everybody can read. अत्याहार प्रयासश्च प्रचल्पो नियमाग्रह जनसंगश्च लौल्यं च शब्दैर्भक्तिर्सद्भिर्भक्तिर्विनश्यति अत्याहार प्रयासश्च प्रजल्पो नियमाग्रह जनसंगश्च लौल्यं च सद्भिर्भक्तिर्विनश्यति. Anybody want, please try to chant the shloka.
अत्याहारप्रयासश्च प्रजल्पो नियमाग्रह जनसङ्गश्च लौल्यं च सद्भिर्भक्तिर्विनश्यति.
अत्याहारप्रयासश्च प्रजल्पो नियमाग्रहः जनसङ्गश्च लौल्यं च सद्भिर्भक्तिर्विनश्यति.
अत्याहारप्रयासश्च प्रजल्पो नियमाग्रह जनसङ्गश्च लौल्यं च जडभिर्भक्तिविनश्यति.
Who is iPhone? Somebody with iPhone as the name. Okay, let's go word to word and translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Atihara, overeating or too much collecting. Prayasaha, over endeavoring. Cha and Prajalpa, idle talk. Niyama, rules and regulations. Agraha, too much attachment to. Or agraha, too much neglect of. Janasanga, association of worldly minded persons. Cha and Laulyam, ardent longing or greed. Cha and Sadvi, by the six, Bhakti, devotional service. Vinashyati is destroyed. Translation. One's devotional service is spoiled when he becomes too entangled in the following six activities. 1. Eating more than necessary or collecting more funds than required. 2. Over endeavoring for mundane things that are very much difficult to obtain. 3. Talking unnecessarily about mundane subject matters. 4. Practicing the scriptural rules and regulations only for the sake of following them, not the sake of spiritual advancement, or rejecting the rules and regulations of scriptures and working independently and whimsically. 5. Associating with worldly minded persons who are not interested in Krishna consciousness. And 6. Being greedy for mundane achievements. Purport. Human life is meant for plain living and high thinking. Since all the conditioned living beings are under the control of Lord's third energy, this material world is designed so that one is obliged to work. The Supreme Personality of Godhead has three primary energies or potencies. The first is called Antaranga Shakti or internal potency. The second is called Tatastha Shakti or marginal potency. The third is called Bahiranga Shakti or the external potency. The living entities constitute the marginal potency. They are situated between the internal and external potencies. Being subordinate as eternal servants of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Jivatmas or atomic living entities must remain under the control of either the internal or external potency. When they are under the control of internal potency, they display their natural constitutional activity, namely constant engagement in the devotional service of the Lord. This is stated in Bhagavad Gita 9.13. Mahatmanastu mam partha daivin prakritimashvita bhajanti ananya manaso jnatva bhutadim avyayam osana prutha. Those who are deluded, the great souls are under the, who are not deluded, Gomena said, who are not deluded. The great souls are under the protection of divine nature. They are fully engaged in devotional service because they know me as the Supreme Personality of God, is original and inexhaustible. Can somebody read? Chinmay,
I,
Chinmay.
yeah, I'll read Prabhuji.
Yeah, okay.
The word Mahatma refers to those who are broad-minded, not triple-minded. Triple-minded person always engage in satisfying their senses, sometimes expand their activities in order to do good for others through some ism like nationalism, humanitarianism, or altruism. They may reject personal sense gratification for the sense gratification of others, like the member of their family, community, or society, either national or international. Actually, all this is extended sense gratification from personal to communal to social. This may all be very good from the material point of view, but such activities have no spiritual value. Basis of such activities is sense gratification, either personal or extended. Only when a person gratifies the sense of Supreme Lord can he be called Mahatma or a broad-minded person. In the above quoted verse from Bhagavad Gita, the word Daivi, Daivam Prakritam refers to the control of internal potency or pleasure potency of a Supreme Personality of Godhead. This pleasure potency is manifested as Srimati Radharani or her expansion Lakshmiji, the goddess of fortune. When the individual jiva's souls are under the control of internal energy, their only engagement is satisfaction of Krishna or Vishnu. This is the position of Mahatma. If one is not Mahatma, he is a Duratma or cripple-minded person. Such mental, such mentally crippled Duratmas are put under the control of Lord's external potency, Mahamaya. Indeed, all living entities within this material world are under the control of Mahamaya, whose business is to subject them to the influence of threefold misery. Adi Daivi Kalesh suffers caused by the demigods such as droughts, earthquake, or storm. Adi Bhautik Kalesh suffering caused by other living entities like insects or enemies, and Adi Atmika Kalesh suffers caused by one's own body and mind, such as mental and physical infirmities. Daiva Bhutatma Hetav, the conditioned soul subjected to these three miseries by the control of the external energies suffers various difficulties. The main problem con- the main problem confronting the conditioned soul is the repetition of birth, old age, disease, and death. In the material world, one has to work for the maintenance of the body and soul. But how can one perform such work in a way that is favorable for the execution of Krishna consciousness? Everyone requires positions such as food grains, possessions such as food grains, clothing, money, and other things necessary for the maintenance of the body. But one should not collect more than necessary for his actual basic needs. If this natural principle is followed, there will be no difficulty in maintaining the body. According to nature's arrangement, living entities lower on the evolutionary scale do not eat or collect more than necessary. Consequently, in the animal kingdom, there is generally no economic problem or scarcity of necessities. If a bag of rice is placed in a public place, bird will come to eat a few grains and go away. A human being, however, will take away the whole bag. This will uh, whole bag. He will eat all his stomach can hold and then try to keep the rest in storage. According to scriptures, this collecting of more than necessary, atyahara, is prohibited. Now the entire world is suffering because of it. Collecting and eating more than necessary also cause prayasa or unnecessary endeavor by God's arrangement. Anyone in any part of the world can live very peacefully if he has some land and a milk cow. There is no need for man to move from one place to another to earn a livelihood, or one can produce food grains locally and get milk from cows. That can solve all economic problems. Fortunately, man has been given higher intelligence for the cultivation of Krishna consciousness or the understanding of God, one's relationship with Him, and the ultimate goal of life, love the ultimate goal of life, love of God. Unfortunately, so-called civilized man, not caring for God realization, utilize his intelligence to get more than necessary and simply eats satisfy the tongue. By God's arrangement, there is suffering sufficient. By God's arrangement, there is a sufficient scope for the production of milk, grains for human beings all over the world. But instead of using their higher intelligence to cultivate God's consciousness, so called intelligent man misuse their intelligence to produce many unnecessary and unwanted things. Thus, factories, slaughterhouses, brothels, and liquor shops are open. If people are advised not to collect too many goods, eat too much or work unnecessarily to possess artificial amenities, they think they are being advised to return to a primitive way of life. Generally, people do not like to accept plain living and high thinking. That is their unfortunate position. Human life is meant for God realization, and human being is given higher intelligence for this purpose. Those who believe that this higher intelligence is meant to attain a higher state should follow the instruction of Vedic literature. By taking such instructions from higher authorities, one can actually become situated in the perfect knowledge and give real meaning to. In Srimad Bhagavatam 1.2.9, Sri Sutta Goswami described the proper human dharma in this way. धर्मस्य ह्य अपा अपावक्यस्य नर्थो नर्थो रथया नर्थो रथयोपकल्पते नर्थस्य धर्म नर्थस्य धर्माइकन्तस्य कमो लभ्य हि सामर्थः All occupational engagements, dharma, are certainly meant for ultimate liberation. They should never be performed for material gains. Fortunately, one who is engaged in ultimate occupational service, dharma, should never use material gains to cultivate sense gratification. The first step in human civilization consists of occupational engagements performed according to the scripture injunctions. The higher intelligence of a human being should be trained to understand basic dharma. In human society, there are various religions, conceptions characterized as Hindu, Christians, Hebrew, Mohammedan, Buddhist, and so on. For without religion, human society is no better than animal society. As stated above, धर्मस्य अपर्वज्ञस्य नर्थो रथय रथायोपकल्पते. Religion is meant for attaining ema- religion is meant for attaining emancipation, not for getting bread. Sometimes human society manufactures a system of so-called religion aimed at material advancement. But that is far from the purpose of true dharma. Religion entails understanding the law of God, because the proper execution of this law ultimately leads one out of material engagement. That is the true purpose of religion. Unfortunately, people accept religion for material prosperity because of atyahara, or an excessive desire of such prosperity. True religion, however, instructs people to be satisfied with the bare necessities of life while cultivating Krishna consciousness. Even though we require economic development, true religion allows it only for supplying the bare necessities of material existence. Jivasya tattva chinna chinnasa. The real purpose of life is to inquire about absolute truth. If our endeavor, prayasa, is not to inquire about absolute truth, we will simply increase our endeavor to satisfy our artificial needs. A spiritual aspirant should avoid mundane endeavor. Another impediment is prajalpa, unnecessary talking. While we mix with few friends, we immediately begin unnecessarily talking, sounding just like croaking toads. If we must talk, we should talk about Krishna consciousness movement. Those outside of Krishna consciousness movement are interested in reading heaps of newspaper, magazines, and novels, solving crossword puzzles, and doing many other nonsensical things. In this passion, in this passion, people simply waste their valuable time and energy. In the Western countries, old men retired from active life, play cards, fish, watch television, and debate about useless socio-political schemes. All these are over frivolous activities are included in Prajalpa category. Intelligent person interested in Krishna consciousness should never take part in such activities.
Chinmay,
Jana, Hare Krishna.
anybody else will like to read? Purport is still long. No. Anybody like who is in position to read, or if you are doing certain things, fine. But if you can read, Aarti or Jayalakshmi-san or who else is there?
Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Srila Bhakti Siddhananda Saraswati Thakura writes in his Anuvriti commentary that too much endeavor to acquire knowledge on the part of mental stability.
One paragraph before that, Jana Sangha.
Hare Krishna. Janasangha refers to associating with a person not interested in Krishna consciousness. One should strictly avoid such association. Srila Narottama Dasa Thakura has therefore advised us to live only in the association of Krishna consciousness, Krishna conscious devotees. Bhakta, Bhakta Sani Vasa. One should always engage in the service of the Lord in the association of the Lord's devotees. Association with those engaged in a similar line of business is very conducive to advancement in the business. Consequently, materialistic person from various associations and clubs to enhance their endeavors. For example, in the business world, we find such institutions as the stock exchange and the chamber of commerce. Similarly, we have established the International Society of Krishna Consciousness to give people an opportunity to associate with those who have not forgotten Krishna. This spiritual association offered by our ISKCON movement is increasing day by day. Many people from different parts of the world are joining this society to awaken their dormant Krishna consciousness. Srila Bhakti Siddhananda Saraswati Thakura writes in his Anuvriti commentary that too much endeavor to acquire knowledge on the part of mental speculators or dry philosophers falls within the category of Atyahara, collecting more than needed. According to Srimad Bhagavatam, the endeavor of philosophical speculators to write volumes of books on dry philosophy devoid of Krishna consciousness is entirely futile. The work of karmis who write volumes of books on economic development also falls within the category of Atyahara. Similarly, those who have no desire for Krishna consciousness and who are simply interested in possessing more and more material things, either in the shape of scientific knowledge or monetary gain, are all included under the control of Atyahara. Karmis labor to accumulate more and more money for future generations only because they do not know their future position. Interested only in getting more and more money for their sons and grandsons, such foolish persons do not even know what their position is going to be in the next life. There are many incidents that illustrate this point. Once great Karmi accumulated a vast fortune for his sons and grandsons. But later, according to his karma, he took his birth in a cobbler's house located near the building which in his previous life he had constructed for his children. It so happened that when this very cobbler came to his former house, his former son and grandsons beat him with shoes. Unless the karmis and jnanis become interested in Krishna consciousness, they will simply continue to waste their life in fruitless activities. Accepting some of the spiritual rules and the religious for immediate benefit as utilitarians advocate is called Niyama Agraha, and neglecting the rules and regulations of the Sastras, which are meant for spiritual development, is called Niyama Agraha. The word Agraha means eagerness to accept. The Agraha means failure to accept. By the addition of either of these two words to the word niyama, rules and regulations. The word niyama agraha is formed. Thus, niyama agraha has a twofold meaning that is understood according to the particular combination of words. Those interested in Krishna consciousness should not be eager to accept rules and regulations for economic advancement. Yet they should very faithfully accept spiritual rules and regulations for the advancement of Krishna consciousness. They should strictly follow the regulative principles by avoiding illicit sex, meat eating, gambling, and intoxication. One should also avoid association with Mayavatis, who simply blaspheme Vaishnavas, devotees. Bhakti Bhakti Kamis, who are interested in material happiness. Mukti Kamis, who are desired liberation by merging in the existence of the formless absolute Brahman. And Siddhi Kamis, who desire the perfection of mystic yoga practice, are classified as Atyaharis. Atyaharis. To associate with such a person is not at all desirable. Desires to expand the mind by perfecting mystic yoga, merging in the existence of Brahman, or attaining whimsical material prosperity are all included with the category of greed, laulya. All attempts to acquire such a material benefits are so-called spiritual advancement or impediments on the path of Krishna consciousness. Modern warfare waged between capitalists and communists is due to their avoiding the advice of Srila Rupa Goswami regarding Atyahara. Modern capitalists accumulate more wealth than necessary, and the communists, envious of their prosperity, want to nationalize all wealth and property. Unfortunately, the communists do not know how to solve the problem of wealth and its distribution. Consequently, when the wealth of the capitalists falls into the hands of the communists, no solution results. Opposite to these two philosophies, the Krishna conscious ideology states that all wealth belongs to Krishna. Thus, unless all wealth comes under the administration of Krishna, there can be no solution to the economic problem of mankind. Nothing can be solved by placing wealth in the hands of the communists or the capitalists. If $100 bill is lying on the street, someone may pick it up and put it in his pocket. Such a man is not honest. Another man may see the money and decide let it remain there, thinking that he should not touch another's property. Although this second man does not steal the money for his own purpose, he is unaware of its proper use. The third man who sees the $100 bill may pick it up, find the man who lost it, and deliver it to him. This man does not steal the money to spend for himself, nor does he neglect it and let it lie in the street. By taking it and delivering it to the man who has lost it, this man is both honest and wise. Simply transferring wealth from capitalists to communists cannot solve the problem of modern politics. For it has been demonstrated that when a communist gets money, he uses it for his own sense gratification. The wealth of the world actually belongs to Krishna, and every living entity, man and animal, has the birthright to use God's property for his maintenance. When one takes more than his maintenance requires, be he a capitalist or a communist, he is a thief, and as such he is liable to be punished by the laws of nature. The wealth of the world should be used for the welfare of all living entities. For that is the plan of Mother Nature. Everyone has the right to live by utilizing the wealth of the Lord. When people learn the art of scientifically utilize the Lord's property, they will no longer encroach upon one's another rights. Then ideal society can be formed. The basic principle for such a spiritual society is stated in the first mantra of Sri Ishopanishad. Isavasyam idam sarvam yatkincha jagatyam jagat tena taktena bunjitah magradaskashya sviddanam. Everything animate or inanimate that is within the universe is controlled and owned by the Lord. One should therefore accept only those things necessary for himself, which are set aside as his quota, and should not accept other things, knowing well to whom they belong. Krishna consciousness devotees know very well that this material world is designed by the complete arrangement of the Lord to fulfill all the necessities of life for all living beings without their having to encroach upon the life or rights of one another. This complete arrangement affords the proper quota of wealth for everyone according to his real needs, and thus everyone may live peacefully according to the principle of living, principle of clean living and high thinking. Unfortunately, materialists who have neither faith in the plan of God nor any aspiration for higher spiritual development misuse their God given intelligence only to augment their material possessions. They devise many systems, such as capitalism and materialistic communism, to advance their material position. They are not interested in the law of God or in a higher goal, always anxious to fulfill their unlimited desires for sense gratification. They are conspicuous by their ability to exploit their fellow living beings. When human society gives up these elementary faults enumerated by Srila Rupa Goswami, Atyahara, etc., all enmity will cease between men and animals, capitalists and communists, and so forth. In addition, all problems of economic or political maladjustment and instability will be solved. This pure consciousness is awakened by the proper spiritual education and practice offered scientifically by the Krishna consciousness movement. This Krishna consciousness movement offers a spiritual community that can bring about a peaceful condition in the world. Every intelligent man should purify his consciousness and rid himself of the above mentioned six hindrances to devotional service by taking wholehearted shelter of this Krishna consciousness movement. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana-Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sarvadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakha Vitam Sahe Krishna Karna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha पतितनाम पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मुखं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणे। हरे कृष्णा. So this is the second shloka, right? What was the first one? Vacho vegam, manasa krodha vegam, jiva vegam, udaropashta vegam, etan vegam yo shaheta dhiraha sarvam api mam prithvim cha shishyat. And then second, atyahara prayasascha prajarpo nima graha jana sangascha laulyam cha sadbhir bhaktir vinashyati. So first verse, the instruction is what is to be controlled. Right? This is our own control. The senses. The second now words is how should be our behavior? How should we act in this world? So once you control yourself, your senses, they are in not 100%, but at least they are in your control, or you understand that it has to be controlled. So first you do that, then you start operating in this world. So how to operate or how to live in this world is what second verse is telling, right? So very clear instructions, right, from Srila Rupa Goswami that controls our life also in a way that we will naturally proceed towards the higher consciousness. We say Krishna consciousness, higher consciousness. So these principles that are told in these two verses are, of course, for devotees from the devotional service angle, but for any normal person also, if you have to live life on some principle or for some goal, you have to do this. Otherwise, you cannot achieve your goals also, or you cannot have a simple, peaceful life also. The say first sentence in the purport is plain living and high thinking. So this plain living, how it is to be done is these six things. Right? So because uh, we say like how the way you eat, the way you talk, in the similar way your thoughts will be developed. Right? So simple living is this. It's you don't endeavor extra, you don't eat more, and then you have to take care of your stomach. Some problems are there. Don't run after say unnecessary things. Don't talk too much. Here, Rupa Goswami says, Srila Prabhupada tells us to talk about Krishna. So there should be something goal for what you are talking. Then how to follow the rules. Don't get too attached to the rules, or don't neglect the rules also for your own sake. Associate with people who are good conduct, who are good status of mind. So here we are saying like who are interested in Krishna consciousness, and unnecessary greed for these things in this world. So these activities, of course, are for Krishna consciousness. We focus on Krishna as our goal. So from that connection, it's all activities should be done to develop our bhakti. So we are now discussing this in the Saturday morning, getting up early and discussing this to develop our bhakti. So the endeavors we are taking, but always the results will not come right the way we want. Why? Because we do the things which we are not supposed to do, or which we should avoid, or which we should reduce. So there are always do's and don'ts. So Srila Rupa Goswami here is telling about the don'ts first, what you should not do. In the third verse, he will tell what you should do. So these are clear instructions to develop your bhakti. So I gave the reference to a normal person also. If he has to develop a good gentleman, right? So these all things are required. Our goal is to develop bhakti. So we connect this. Rupa Goswami is instructing about developing the bhakti. So these things we have to avoid. So to avoid anything in this world is not easy. What it requires? It requires your mental control, and intelligence should be active rather than mind and senses. So that's why in the first verse, Srila Rupa Goswami first gives that instruction. Because if you cannot control your mind, your talking urge, eating urge, and stomach and genitals, you cannot do this. So first is you manage yourself first. Get control of yourself first. So that if you are in control of yourself, then you can face the situations or challenges of this world. And what are the challenges? This is what in this verse is, right? There are so many temptations. If you see, all these are temptations. So first we said we have to do Vegam control, but there will be so many temptations. Right? So, but don't run after the temptations. This is the second verse. And the third verse will tell us the temptations will be there, but what we should choose. Right? So that is the next instructions coming. So very systematically, Srila Rupa Goswami has given instructions to develop our own character, own personality, and then we can choose what is correct, what is not. If you are not in control of your mind and intelligence, then you cannot choose also. We choose wrong things. I also choose wrong things many times. Why? Because the modes are working, sometimes we are tired and we don't use our intelligence. Then the mind goes here and there, senses and talking, all these things happens. So systematically developing our Krishna consciousness and bhakti is required. So Krishna consciousness is a science. It's not just practice. It's a science to practice. Then the last sentence of this word, Sadbir Bhaktir Vinashyati, is important. Bhaktir Vinashyati. So by doing these activities, what is the result? Your bhakti will be destroyed. So we are trying to develop the bhakti, but at the same time, we are trying to destroy by ourselves. All this is our choice. I want to eat more or not, my choice. I want to endeavor, Prajalpa, Niyam, Janasangha, Lord. It's all my choice. We discuss about this, we will. Right? We have the choice what to do. If you choose correct thing at correct moment, you can avoid all these things. If you don't choose, you will be under these temptations. So we have the choice, and Srila Prabhupada very nicely starts the purport with our real situation. That we are, what are we? We are the spiritual spark, right? So Srila Prabhupada gives us, starts with the purport with our own identity. We, who are we? So we are under the marginal potency, but we can go under internal or external. But we are generally under the control of external energy. What is it? It is the world. Right? So then Sri Prabhupada mentions about what are the klesha, what are the sufferings in this world. So Adi Devik, Adi Bhautik, Adi Adhyatmik. Right? So here, Adi Devik, we don't have control. Earthquakes will come, excessive heat will come, excessive cold will come. We cannot control this. We have to tolerate this. So now with the summer, right, it's very hot, humid. Cannot do anything. It will be there. What we do, we control. How we control? We start the AC, we use the fan. If it's very cold, we use heater. If it's rain, we use umbrella. So we can manage ourselves. That is first sloka. Control yourself. So we manage ourselves instead of complaining why it is so hot, why it is so cold, why it is so humid. We cannot. So Adi Devik, no control. So now second is Adi Bhautika, suffering from other living entities. So this has connection to the question that Arti San also asked, like in the chat, that we get hurt very easily. So we say we are sensitive. The word we use is I am very sensitive, so I get hurt. So what is sensitivity? You are emotionally weak, or your heart is weak, weakness of heart. Krishna uses this word for Arjuna in the second chapter. Arjuna, he tells Arjuna why you are falling under in the trap of this weakness of heart, that I don't want to fight. Why? Because they are my relatives. Several reasons Arjuna gives. So Krishna says this is weakness of heart. Why? Because Krishna is saying you are talking about the things which are not worthy of talking, but you are focusing on them. So this is weakness of heart. It's unnecessary emotions you are bringing in. There's very thin line between this emotional behavior or sensitivity and practicality and bhakti. So bhakti is all about emotions. So when we say pure love for Krishna or God, it's the emotion. Love is an emotion that you have. So there is a thin line how to balance this. Right? So you have to be sensitive, because if you are not sensitive, how can you practice bhakti? So you have to be sensitive, you have to be emotional, but at the same time you have to be practical and intelligent. And Krishna told Arjuna, yes, you have to use your intelligence, what you want to do. Bhagavad Gita is intelligence. You worship me by your intelligence. So you use your intelligence. So intelligence is there to control all this vacho vegam, manasa, krodha vegam. So if your intelligence is not active, and mind is more active, we fall in this trap or temptations that in this shloka is there. So the question was also like, I'm too emotional, how to handle it? So, so Adi Bhautika sufferings will be there always. And we cannot avoid because others' behaviors is not in our hand. It's outside our influence, control of circle of influence, we say. We cannot control others' behaviors. What we can control is the first shloka, Vacho Vegam, Krodh Vegam. That is my control. That is my influence. I can do that. I cannot change other people or their thought process or their ways of working or their ways of talking or their ways of handling the things. Not in my control. So sensitivity, getting hurt is, I think everybody of us experience that some point of time. Every day, maybe it's sometimes the intensity is less, sometimes the intensity is high. Uh, So I wrote the yesterday. I was checking what is the definition of hurt. So it's an emotional pain that we feel in our heart. So because we cannot see it. So if I get some wound in my hand or my leg, something, and the blood comes out, I can see it. So what I do if I get some something happens, some cut on my foot, or if I'm cutting vegetables, I cut my finger, blood is coming. What I do, I take care of that to stop the blood. Then I put some medicine, or then I clean it. Then I put the band-aid or something. Yeah? So I take care of it so that it will be better, or it will the pain will go. First, I take care. My pain will go. Okay. Immediate action is that if the blood is coming, the immediate action is to stop the blood. Then the pain remains, but then I will take care of pain. So I put some medicine. Then I also do one more thing. If that cut is on my finger, so somebody will tell, don't wash your hands, don't get in touch with water. So what I do, I take care to avoid more damage. Okay? So all this process that we are doing for that cut on our finger is to get it better or to remove the pain, and to recover. Okay? So because we see this physically, the cut, so we take its care. So when we say I'm sensitive and I'm getting hurt, it's also emotional pain that you are getting. So we have to do care. First thing, if the blood is coming, stop the blood. If the emotions are high, you have to first control that flow of emotions. The blood is coming too much, so if the finger is cut, some will say, "Oh, the finger is here." You put hand like this, okay, or you put haldi on it. So many uh, processes are there, or just press it so that blood will not come out. So when you are feeling too much emotional and getting by hurting or behavior of others, first thing is to control our emotions. One of the emotion that Mataji said is anger. Is an emotion. It's the external action of the emotion of suffering or pain of suffering. So immediately it comes out as anger, the explosion of your emotions into anger. Why anger? Because I didn't get, I want, or somebody did that they are not supposed to do, or that what I did expect them to do, and they did that to me. This type of emotions. So the anger comes up in a reversal way. Yeah, so if the blood is coming, stop the blood. Okay. Then the pain is there. So pain, what for pain, what we do? We take a painkiller. Right. So if you are emotionally hurt, uh, you need some killer for that emotions. Right. So what is that? First, understand that the emotions are there. I am getting hurt. Uh, I have been hurt by somebody or whatever. But the main point is I got hurt. Accept it. So first thing is instead of why, first what has happened? What happened? I am hurt. Accept it. And it takes time. to uh, digest that I am hurt, because this process of accepting what has happened to you is an internal process. External is somebody did something, somebody, that's why I'm hurt. But the next step is the higher consciousness step is accepting what has happened to you internally and not blaming the others. So you put haldi, then you take painkiller. So that is the painkiller. You start processing what has happened to you, and why it has happened to you, why you feel like that. So all this takes time. It's not easy to recover from all these things. The cut on the finger, it's not easy to recover if your BP is high or if your hemoglobin is less. It will take time to recover. So if your spiritual practice is not going correct, you are not at higher consciousness, you are in goodness, not in goodness. What is not in goodness? So you forget your real purpose, you forget your real identity. It takes time. If the cut is deep on the finger, it will take time. It will not be recovered in one day. It will take 1 month also. If you break your bone, it takes 6 months also sometimes, right? If you break your bone, sometimes doctors say it will not recover. You have to put a rod in your body, right? So it takes 1 year. So based on your physical situation, the process is different. So the how much you are hurt by somebody, how much your emotions are hurt, it will be based on that. The time of recovery will be decided. And so you have to be very, if you are sensitive, first you become sensitive to yourself, that yes, I am suffering, I'm feeling pain, and I am not able to handle it. This feeling of not able to handle it is also very, in a way, a feeling that gives you a negative emotions, that why I am not able to handle it. But so to adjust that also, you need time. You take your time. Be compassionate to yourself first. So we try to recover very fast. Don't try to do that. Take your time. 1 year, okay, 1 year, but take it because it's important for you. If you cannot do that, next time you will be hurt again, right? So all this process is a way of handling this. So cut is deeper. You take painkiller. These are the painkillers. You take your time. Then you put band-aid. Then you avoid water. So sometimes it is required to avoid certain association or talking with certain peoples or talking or going into a certain situation which triggers the same emotions, right? So we sometimes, if it is cut, you don't have to go and into water. So Jayashree's hand, she got burnt, right? So if your hand is burnt, don't go near the fire again, yeah, because it's already burnt. And what you have to do, you have to put the hand under the cold water. So if your hand is burned, you don't put on the fire again, yeah, because the emotion that will be more pain. So go into the cold water, the pain will reduce. So sometimes it is required. Don't face the same situations which damage your emotional feelings again, or impetus is more of those emotions. So you have to control. What problem happens is sometimes no, it's our ego that says why I am not able to handle this situation. I can handle this situation, whatever comes to you, and you try to go into the same situations again, and then you fail. And when you fail, then again you come back emotionally hurt, and pain is there, and anger is more. It multiplies. Right? So sometimes it is required to take some break, some avoid some situations, avoid some places. It's natural. People may say, oh, this person is a fool, he thinks by doing this he's recovering. No, but you are working on yourself. Very important. So you take your time. People will say anyway. So when you take care of this cut on your hand in this way, slowly, slowly, it will start recovering. Slowly, slowly. The body itself will recover that with the help of medicine. What is the medicine that we put on the cut? Right? Some malam or some ointment, something we put on that. Why? That is the positive thing that is in the next shloka. Right? So you have to keep association which helps you to come out of that emotional pain. So there should be a change of subject. So why Saturday, Sunday is there in 1 week? We are working 5 days, then Saturday, Sunday. You come out of those 5 days, whatever has happened, and take a break. Then again start. Why you we go to India or taking holidays? Take break from this life and go to our natural Indian way of living. Be with our family. Be in India. Eat what is available easily. That is our natural state. Then we feel good and then we come back. So when you are emotionally burnt out, you have to take break. You have to take association which is helpful. So these are some points that uh, is recovery. But one point was Mataji is why I am so sensitive, why I am so getting hurt by small things. So the reason is our expectation is one reason. So this material world is dukkhalayam ashashvatam. Accept the reality. We try to become happy here, but that the happiness cannot be eternal. It can be 1 day, 2 day, you will be happy, again you will. So the reality is that you cannot be happy here. Other reality is everybody will not accept what you are saying always. It's not compulsory for other person to agree with you. No. Krishna also don't interfere in our free will. He told Arjuna, you do whatever you want to do. So everybody will do what they want to do. They will not do what is right, what is wrong, or avoid doing what is wrong. No, they will do what they want to do. So expecting that that person's this behavior is wrong. For example, sometimes we feel logically, practically, as per scripture, what he said, how he behaved is wrong. Fine. As per Shastra, it is wrong. As per normal social etiquettes, it is wrong. Fine. But he will do what he wants to do. Krishna told Arjuna at the end, if you don't follow my instructions, you will act according to your nature anyway. So that person, even if he knows what are the scriptural rules, what is the proper etiquette, what is proper behavior, still he will do what he wants to do. So this logic of what is wrong, what is right, this is not correct, this is not the way, this is not you should behave, this is not the place how you should behave. This logic is your logic, but you cannot enforce that logic on the other person because he will act he wants to do as per his free will. So if he wants to say you something, even if he is a cultured person, but at certain point he lose whatever situation he does. He cannot control that also, even if he wants to control, right? So the situation is like that. Okay, I don't want to get hurt. Maybe the next person also don't want to hurt us. But anyway, he acts. He acts. He cannot control in that situation. It's beyond his control to say certain line, and he said that line, and that line hurt us. So we have to understand this is how this all world or everybody is built up. That is the free will everybody has. So accepting this reality, I think, is the first step that here in this world, in this whatever our practical life, we will face these situations every day, every moment. So we have to keep ourselves ready. for that. Okay, that these things will happen. Not everybody will agree. Not everybody will accept. Everybody will act as the way they want, and I cannot control that, even if it is wrong or what. So you have to accept that. So I call this as lowering our expectations and accepting the reality of this, uh, everything that we are seeing. That is, I think, first step. Accept it that anything can go anyway at any point. So you are ready for that situation. And for that, you need a higher consciousness. If you are not working through your intelligence, you are just doing what your mind says, then if somebody says something, you will get angry. He says what? Then you will say what? Your reaction will be like that. Yeah, that's a mind. But your intelligence will tell you when this person is saying what. So your intelligence will say, oh, don't say anything. This what is a different type of what. So let it be. Let him talk. You don't talk. So I control my watch away them. So this requires higher intelligence, and that comes through the bhakti practice. So you chant properly, you read properly, uh, and then third shloka, Srila Rupa Goswami will tell how this develops. That will come in the next shloka. But now we are discussing what we should not do. So we should not come under these emotional breakdowns every day, because we want to keep our emotions for Krishna, right? So when we want to develop our emotions or our bhakti for Krishna, and we lose our emotions in all these different ways, then we are losing the practice, bhakti. And one more point that I can add today is, like Havi Prabhu is here. So I asked him, what you say? What is your suggestion? So he said, we should be always in a state of forgiveness. Right? So when we are prepared, what I said, that accept the reality of this world, accept that everybody is an individual, accept that everybody will do what they want to do. They will not do what I want to do. They will do what they want to do. They will act how they want to act. Accept it. uh, And then, so you are compassionate to yourself. You are compassionate to that next person. At the same time, you should be in the state of forgiveness. That's what Havi Prabhu told me. So, what is state of forgiveness? He told is that person, even if he does wrong or whatever, but if you are accepting the reality and you are saying, okay, it's okay, he does anything what he wants to do, I will not take it on myself. Let it be. So that is a state of forgiveness. Let him do. It's okay. Uh, so if you are in that state of mind, then you will not get hurt, maybe. So this all is science, right? When we discuss, it's not so straightforward things, right? Chanting will give you that strength to face these situations. Uh, why? It means it's not wrong to use chanting in this. We say that this is offense that do something based on the strength of chanting, something wrong. But this is not doing wrong. This is actually the strength, the spiritual strength that we are getting from chanting and all. We are using for these instructions, follow the instructions of Srila Rupa Goswami. I will not react. What is that strength coming from? That is coming from our spiritual practice. Right? So that's why spiritual practice, everyday sadhana is very important. Hmm. So one more point, I will just quickly go. So Adi Bhautika, hmm, this is others suffering from then Adhyatmika Klesha, suffering by one's body and mind. The body will be pain, there will be cold will be there, we'll get pain. So we discussed little bit on this, like external situations impacting on myself, my own body impacting on my mental state. I get sick, uh, my body is demanding to eat something, I want to eat. What to do? It's always be there. So we have to control these urges, and for that we need higher consciousness. And what we should not do, we should not do these six things that Rupa Goswami is telling. So there are some more points that we can discuss on this sloka, uh, uh, and we can continue next week on the same topic. what we should not do or what we should avoid. So one of the things that we should avoid is don't give freedom to others to control yourself. If somebody is doing something and you are getting angry, that means you are giving your control to the other person. Don't do that. That is the worst thing that you will do to yourself. Uh, So, external situations triggering your emotions actually shows you are not able to control your own feelings. Your feelings are controlled by others. Vaisheshika Prabhu always tells this. Frame yourself how you want to behave, how you want to act, what you want to do, what you don't want to do. You decide yourself for you. If you don't decide, the other will decide for you what how you should behave. So we should not give that much power to others because I want to manage myself, my bhakti, my relationship with Krishna, right? So don't give that power of attorney, we say, to others. You say something, I will be angry. Oh, what? Right? So you say something, I will feel depressed. This what? It's not your control. You are giving your control to somebody else. You talk roughly, this wrong, this wrong. No, no. You talk anyway, I'm good with you. Right? You say anything, I don't mind. This will help you in professional life also. Those who are working professionally, this approach will help you professionally also. When I conduct meeting with 25 leaders and all, they don't agree every time what I say, but I know I go with that state of mind that I'm proposing this particular process, but it's not compulsory that everybody should accept. So I go in a state of mind that okay, I'm proposing this idea, I'm discussing this with these people. I don't want to implement this idea today. I'm proposing this. Let us discuss openly. My mind is also open. My intelligence is also open to receive the feedbacks. And I go. And then there are arguments, and people say, how you can think? Somebody will start, how you can think of this stupid idea? This is stupid. This is not possible. First reaction may be like this, but I'm prepared for it. Yeah, okay, okay, I understand it is a stupid idea. So let us, we all 25 conclude that this is a stupid idea and throw it into garbage. Let us agree on this that this is a stupid idea. I can say this because I'm prepared for that. I don't want them to accept what I say. So I have to discuss 2 hours, 2 meetings, 3 meetings, and then conclude. Right? So professionally also this will help you dealing with your team or dealing with your bosses. Your boss will act in a way he wants to act. Uh, if he thinks I am stupid, okay, I am stupid. What to do? That is what he thinks. Okay, fine. I accept it. Don't worry. Why we have to prove to him that I am not stupid? Okay, I am doing my work honestly. If you still think, what can I do? Right? So, fine. So, this approach will help you professionally also. So, bhakti process, it's not only for your, so, so bhakti process takes care of your everything is this. When you develop such type of consciousness, it will help you in your family life, your professional life, everywhere. And just okay, whatever is okay, okay, everything is fine till my bhakti is continuing, I am okay. So if your goal is bhakti and develop relationship and love for Krishna, if till the time that is okay, everything is fine. Okay, so I will stop here now because it's already time. But I think everybody will have something to say about their experience. I think Anmol has written something, right? Mm, okay. Anmol has written. I remember after my grandfather, my aunt was heartbroken and went into depression. She drank stone water, so that her heart becomes like stone. Until one day she got to know about God and know about Krishna and truth about my mother, ISKCON devotee, and Premanand Maharaj. It takes time and she accepted the truth. And later, after 5 years, when my grandmother passed away, her mother, She was aware of the truth of life and accept it more mature way. I believe a bhakti or devotee become emotionally strong on the path of Krishna consciousness. Perfect. A very nice example. Time is required. Time has a lot of power. That is Krishna's energy. And every situation in this life, like in this case, every situation in life, if we can connect with Krishna or God consciousness, it is helpful. It is not bad. So in this case, grandmother passing away is a emotion uh, of loss, a pain. Yeah, but ultimately it converted into Krishna consciousness. So it is helpful. Right? So all the situations in our life have some purpose behind it. If we try to understand. If we don't want to understand, then it's okay. You get angry or whatever. But this is my experience also that now I may feel this situation is very bad. But if you see on the long term, it was helpful. So something happened to my life or my body, whatever. It may look like a suffering right now, but over that period of time, I will understand it was good that it happened. So you have to be very patient. Uh, you don't try to control everything by yourself. You have to avoid that. Control is Krishna. Right? So our problem is we try to control and then we fail. So yeah, thank you Anmol for sharing this. You have to take time to emotionally build up. Right? Any other points? Artisan, I
Yes,
hope.
yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for the wonderful explanation, Prabhuji. As a like a very new like or very low person in Krishna consciousness, I'm torn between knowledge and practicality most of the times, Prabhuji. I have the knowledge. Yes, we should be forgiving. We should not engage emotionally. I understand all that, Prabhuji. But the thing is, we always try to follow the rules. We try to see, okay, this is not the way to react. But the other person always feels like they don't see their mistakes, but they want us to behave by the rules. That is where it is like, oh, I know the rules, I am acting by the rules, but you don't. And like sometimes that knowledge becomes burdensome. Oh, if if I didn't have the knowledge, I will act like you.
Mm. Yeah, so it's always tricky. This is our actually minds. It's a mind's trap. Okay, I am acting correctly. He is not following. So knowledge. That's why Srila Prabhupada always says, "Na, don't go too much behind the jnana also." So our aim is not jnana. Our of course knowledge is helpful, but our goal is not that. Our goal is knowledge about Krishna and develop relationship with him. So jnana is required, but practicality. I always say that jnana and vijnana. Vijnana is practicality. Apply your knowledge in a practical way. That is Krishna is saying that that is what you have to do, right? So this when we are talking like your case, you told right, I am acting correctly as per my situation, my status. You should act as per your status. But this is in one way I say expectation.
Mm, mm, mm.
Oh, our my expectation, right? But I cannot put my expectation on that person, right? My expectation may be correct as per the scripture and as per the Vaishnava etiquettes, as per the general etiquettes of this world. It may be correct, but what to do? That person don't want to act like that. So what can I do?
So I should take it like karma cleansing for me.
Not karma, but we should not analyze it. My point is, don't stop analyzing others' behaviors. I always tell like somebody has acted in a certain way in certain situation. It may feel wrong for us, but from his perspective, he may be correct. He may be in a certain situation that we don't know, and that's why he's acting like that. And then he is reacted in a certain way. So why we analyze why that other person has acted like that? But we can learn that in certain these situations, we should not act like that. That is our lesson.
Hmm.
I can give you one example. In my team, there is one person. He's very intelligent and he's very good in communication generally. But suddenly, his all those abilities reduced. He was not able to talk. He was not able to analyze the things. And we will go to the meetings in the client, and he was not able to explain what he's doing. So everybody is saying, "Oh, his performance is going down. Replace him." I was wondering what happened. Why is like this? So I talked with him. I said, "What happened? Why you are confused?" He initially said, "No, no, 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 no. I'm tired." Then slowly, he opened up that I'm very tired. Not because of this office situation, the challenges that I'm facing in my personal life.
Hmm.
There are certain situations where I'm not able to take decisions, or the decisions are taken by somebody and I have to follow it.
Right.
That is giving me a feeling of nothingness, that I don't have any power, or even if I say something, nobody will accept it. So he was in that state of mind. So he will, even if he goes to client meeting, he's not able to dissociate with those emotions. And he goes into meeting with the client, and if client says something, he don't argue with the client that this is wrong. He don't comment anything.
Hmm. Hmm.
And so it is, but he should be able to control his emotions outside, but he was not. So what we did, okay, when I understood this, so we put some other person as the front facing, and we took him to the background so that he gets time to heal his emotions. Right? So we told him, you technically you tell this the other person what is to be done. He will talk,
Hmm.
right? So sometimes it is required. So our emotions, sometimes we don't understand.
Right.
So we have to take some talk somebody. So you need couple of friends or in relatives, somebody whom you can talk anything.
Right.
That helps actually.
Because there's also this one thing, but your question, I mean, your explanation answered it. I was always thinking why scripture tells us to do something and not what when you're the receiver of the action. It always turns it into what if we do something. But now I understand the scripture is telling that because only what we do is in our control. I understand that, Prabhuji.
Yeah. In Bhagavatam, there are so many examples. Indra's example, right? Indra does so many things wrong. Okay. All the Govardhan Leela is Indra trying to prove himself. Or Indra is stealing the horse from somebody's yagya. All these things, right? But ultimately, he asks forgiveness, but ultimately everybody is telling him that Indra, you behave correctly. Why you are working under your ego and all these things? This is wrong. But there is no action on the other person who is doing the wrong, right? Or no action on Indra. If he's stealing the horse, why he is forgiven?
Correct.
This comes to our mind, but this is bhakti because he is a devotee of Krishna. He will do the wrong things. Even if he does the wrong thing, Krishna says, he's my devotee, I will take care of it. Right? So we cannot go into that judgmental point, you know, who is wrong, who is right. So same way ourselves also. Try to avoid it. I mean, my personal experience is you will save lot of your energy if you do this. Don't judge anything. Simply be, and that is the purpose. You be in yourself. Then the things become easier. Of course, we care for others. Krishna says that you should be very polite, humble. Uh, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told us. So, of course, our behavior is like that. We don't become selfish. We are always ready to help the others,
Hmm. Hmm.
but we don't give our control to others.
Beautiful, Prabhuji.
Okay.
That was really. I'll try to follow this, Prabhuji, but it's hard. But I'll really try.
That is simple living, actually. Simple people think don't buy AC or don't buy saris and all. That is external. Internal is this simple. Okay, everything is okay like that.
Hare Krishna.
Yes.
Can I add something?
Yeah.
Okay. Actually, I like the what Habi Prabhu said, na? And I like to give my feelings about that. Like I feel we are in this world. It's not because of karma and sin, and we are punished and we are bad and all. We all are part and parcel of Krishna, and we are we are good. We are like a soul is, the what is telling in Bhagavad Gita. So I think we are here to learn something and to make our soul more brighter or more nicer. Maybe there will be some higher purpose behind all these things. And what I learned, like we are in this world to um, learn the unconditional love. Maybe we have that, but we have to manifest it by practicing bhakti Krishna consciousness. So I think what Habib Prabhu said, na, that we have to learn the art of forgiveness. It's not easy, if you got hurt, it's not easy to forgive another person. So we have to learn this art of forgiveness and this come to the platform of unconditional love. So I will take in that way whatever the pain or whatever the wrong things happen to us. Like I can grow more, my soul can see more brighter light within myself. Yeah, that's my takeout.
Yeah. Thank you. So upon this forgiveness, right? People say forget and forgive and forget, but that's not easy. It's a practice. Krishna is telling that forgiveness is the first quality of a devotee. Why? Because that is a difficult thing to do. So before we forgive others, we have to forgive ourselves. What we discussed today is that if I am hurt, I am hurt. It's okay that I get hurt. Don't be hard on ourselves, right? Why you are hurt? No, I am hurt. I am a soul. I have emotions. I am hurt. I feel bad. I feel bad. I feel bad. That's it. So you accept it. So that is forgiving ourselves also, right? Why we should be hard on ourselves that I should not be hurt. It's okay to get hurt. It's okay to cry. It's okay to laugh. It's okay to feel to go away. It's okay. So that is so forgiving step for ourselves also important, and then others, and then we maybe sometime someday we can forget. But I heard one video of Chaitanya Charan Prabhu that if we are facing the same situations from the same people every time, there is some problem. Okay. So you cannot be always forgetting because the situations arise always in this world, same situations. So we have to judge very intelligently what I am doing. So that is nectar of instruction helps us to develop that consciousness. Thank you. Any other points? Chenmai, Anmol, Jayalakshmi Mataji, who else is there?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you so much for a nice explanation. Thank you, Mataji, also explained nicely. Actually, yeah, we have problems in the life. There's no problem we cannot say. Internally, externally, everything hurt is there. Actually, all how to say swabhava. We act on our swabhava. Also, we may think what we are doing is correct. At the same time, other person also thinks what he is doing is correct, or she is doing is correct. Hmm. But that is you are correct. Forgiveness is important. That's correct. We may think if we are wrong, we can forgive. That is correct. That is, I mean, that is truthfulness is required. We have to accept it and correct ourselves. At the same time, other person is wrong. But if you are unable to explain, also we should not hurt others. I feel in that way because we may be facing problem. We may be facing problem by other. I mean, you explained the three things by Adhyatmika, Adi Bhautika, those things. So we may be facing problem by I feel by our past deeds. So it is coming to this life in that way. So if we react for that, again we will be
Mm,
trapped with that.
mm, mm,
So instead of that, we have to try to change our swabhava. I
mm,
mean, using this life as an opportunity, I'm very happy that having association with you people, and also the scriptures are helping.
mm,
Like that, I mean, for example, when we grow our children, what is good, what is bad, we will tell as a parents. We want them to be good. We
mm,
will advise them. But for us, no one is their advice. If we are, I mean, if we become elder, we
mm,
don't have our elders
mm,
nearby to give advice. So we have to be take help from the devotees, like senior devotees and the sastra, and try to live our life. Also, you mentioned that we have to define our life. We should not be controlled by others.
mm,
It's like a, how to say, plain living, high thinking. So higher plain living. Actually, these are six things we have to. We are. I mean, not we. I am too much like this. What the today's the things I mentioned, the three things, enduring too much these material things that we are eating those things. I mean, control is required. That is there. That first we have to accept the our fault.
mm,
That's the most important to start the good thing and defining our life based on the. I have to spend time for Krishna. I mean, Krishna is everything. So if we engage ourselves, hearing, reading, we can change our swabhava. I mean, not 100%, little we can correct ourselves, and we can use whatever we learned, like today's class in the past, whatever we are learning, we listening, reading, we can apply it in our life. Gradually, we can change. Otherwise, no other way to change our swabhava, like a bad, especially the bad character. I mean, urge to act in wrong way. Later, we may feel it's wrong.
yeah, yeah.
So, mm, I mean, we have to be in Krishna conscious life. That helps to change ourselves. Thank you so much, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. So, one point is we should not allow others to control our emotions, right? So that is our control. So we can do that. And what you said is correct. That one other angle to this is, if I am facing some situation repeatedly, that means there is something to for me to learn from that situation, and I'm not doing that. That's why that same situation is coming to me every time. So I have to take my learning, like Jayashree was saying, there is something to learn from everything, right? So if we are not learning that, it will come repeatedly. So better we learn early. So instead of like Mataji said, instead of reacting, better try to learn so that that situation goes away and some other challenge will come. It's not that one situation goes, nothing will be there. Then some other challenge will be there, but that will be something new to handle, something new to learn. So if we can be in that state of mind that everything coming to me is actually helping me to grow, and life is interesting. Okay. Thank you.
I
Anmol,
I have one request that can we read a little bit next time the pastime of Avanti Brahman
we'll see
from
where we can.
Bhagavatam.
Yeah, we can, of course. We should, because that
Yeah,
is a very good pastime.
yeah. I feel like we can run these classes like whatever the personal issues and personal the things we are struggling na, in our bhakti. So that will also help us with nectar of instruction. So if we can go slowly, it will be
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
Like
Of course, that is the purpose. So it's not, the purpose is not to finish this book in 10 days. No, it should help us because it's nectar of instruction, right? So yeah, let's do that. One by one, we take one pastimes because Avanti Brahman's pastime is also a very eye opener. How we should behave. So yes, we can read that also. Anmol, Chinmay, others, okay, or it's becoming too heavy on Saturday morning.
No, Prabhu.
Huh?
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
Well, you can tell us freely, it's becoming too much. Okay, no problem.
No. I'm thinking about this like if somebody's hurting, we should not give him the freedom to hurt me, na? Like freedom to uh, what was that word? Like if someone is I'm giving someone freedom to give freedom to take control of my life.
Mm.
But sometimes, like in office, everywhere, like we we feel like something happened and we get emotionally uh, hurt.
Mm.
There also the same thing. Now, still I can understand that okay, I'm giving him the freedom to hurt, like freedom to take control of my emotions,
Mm.
but still somehow we we do it even though we know we should not.
But we
How
do.
to
Mm.
how to like how to get that proper mindset in right time, because we will understand it after some time, but in that moment we will
Correct.
forget that. Na?
Yeah, so Krishna says practice. Yeah. So this is a practice. Sometimes it will take this whole life, but we take help of Krishna. Okay, it means I also face these situations that I react in the same way to the same situation. After 1 hour, I understand, oh my God, I did the same thing again. So sometimes our practice, our consciousness and intelligence are not so sharp that we understand what is to be done at what time. So what we need is help. Krishna says, I give the remembrance, I give the intelligence, I give the understanding, everything I give. Right. So when we face certain situations repeatedly, but we are reacting repeatedly and we are understanding after the situation is done and the harm is done, then we have to take help. Krishna, that I am not able to understand at what right time. Please help me. So for that, we have to build that bhakti relationship, and then we have to practice is what bhakti, chanting and reading and knowledge, keeping it ourselves at higher consciousness. One thing is, it's our consciousness. Krishna is directing everyone. Okay. So Krishna is as a super soul, he's directing you also in that situation, me also in that situation, that don't act, don't say anything. That sound from inside is coming, it's always there. The problem is we don't notice it because of our lower consciousness. Okay, so the thing is we have to develop our consciousness so that we can hear that sound from inside that don't act. So Krishna says in Bhagavatam, I'm always there with you, I'm always guiding you. So if he's saying that, that means he's doing that. Problem is I'm not able to notice it. So that is my state of consciousness is not proper. So I have to develop that consciousness by doing my bhakti practice, by building that relationship. So one point of relationship is you talk with that person. Right? So you talk with Krishna. I'm not able to hear your voice at particular situation at particular time correctly. Please help me. Please help me to notice it. So when you talk like this with Krishna or you request to Krishna also, at the same time you have to do your bhakti practice also. And Krishna says, Mahasuja, don't worry, I will do. So if Krishna says he will do, we have to prepare ourselves. The problem is not problem is on our side. We are not prepared. We develop that relationship. Krishna is ready. So in what your point, in that particular situation, we act anyway. uh, but and afterwards we notice this is will take practice. I also have certain situations which I faced for 10 years, and slowly, then now I understand that this. So before that actual point of my reaction comes, I can see that all the things that is happening around me is to trigger my this anartha. So I can understand that before that point comes, we want to reach that state. Then we will not react. right? So that will take practice. And slowly, and with Krishna's help, it can happen in one day also. If Krishna helps you or me, it will happen immediately. But on our own, it will take time. So I said, prayers, pray to Krishna. All the devotees in Bhagavatam, they pray. So prayers are very strong. So we pray, Krishna, please help me. I am not able to do. You can do anything. Please help. So pray and do the practice also. Slowly it will be, and then it will be interesting, and you will understand. Oh, this person or this my colleague has come. He is acting like this. I know why. What is his purpose? So before we understand what is going to happen in next 5 minutes or 10 minutes, so we don't react. So we have to prepare ourselves. So I told one example of meeting, right? So we have to prepare that everything will not happen the way I want. So in that state of mind, in state of forgiveness, you will be ready. Does it help, Chinmay? Any other comments or anybody? I think Anmol is traveling, right?
Anmol message.
Anmol has doubt, he said.
There's a doubt. How to accept if someone abuses us and disrespect us? Is it defined karma or others? How can I differ? Is it okay to let someone exploit me with harsh behavior without any reason? Is there defined line? Yeah, so this is a very good point, or this point of discussion always, that what is the line between tolerance? You tolerate the situations and the point where you react. How to decide this? What is the line? It should not happen that because I am tolerating, that somebody can come and exploit me the way he wants. No, when we say the self-control, right, it does not mean that we accept whatever the other person is doing. So we discuss one point that sometimes it is required to avoid few people, it's required to avoid you for certain situations. Uh, It also requires sometimes to react in a way to show your stance. It's required. So, but that you have to do very in a very controlled emotions. So if somebody is hurting you continuously and you are feeling you are controlling yourself, so of course you talk to him nicely, boss. I'm listening to you. I understand what you want to say, but I'm reaching my point now. My stance is this. This is what I think, and we differ is fine, but we agree to differ. So don't cross that line. I lose my control. So tolerance does not mean that accept anything. So there is one pastime. One snake became devotee. I heard this in some class. Okay, he became devotee, so he was very humble. So the generally snakes, people fear do the snakes because they raise their head like this, and people think he may bite. He may be poisonous and maybe bite us. So when that snake become a devotee, he became very humble, and he will not what we say this Pankar, he will not raise his head to show that I'm going to bite you. He gave up that activity also. So then the people, well, oh, this snake is harmless. So they will walk on him, they will sit or they will throw him. So then he came to his guru and said, boss, see, I gave up my nature of biting others, but the problem is now people are treating me like this. So he said, okay. So it's not that when I told you become humble, you give up your activity. So how to act is in your hand. So what he told, you don't bite the person. You don't give the bite and the poison to that person. But of course, you can show your that same nature that if you harm me, I will bite you. But you don't bite, but you show that. So that learning, then the snake went, and if somebody tries to do something, he will immediately bring up that same nature and try to show that he will bite. And then people were fearful. So when we are doing bhakti practice and practicing tolerance, Also, we should not be in such a state that anybody can say anything. At certain point, we have to keep our stance also. Right? So, but that also has to be done in very Vaishnava etiquette way, polite way. So one way, if you cannot do that, sometimes it happens that you cannot tell that person, you cannot talk to that person. Take your time, avoid those situations for now. It's okay. No need to settle everything. There will be certain things in our life we cannot settle in this lifetime. Accept it. We want everything to be settled, but maybe not possible this lifetime, right? So we have to accept that also. So yeah, this line is there because we are a self, right? I have my identity. I have to protect it also. huh? So generally, we react in way like Hanuman and others. You can do anything to me is fine, but if it happening to some other devotee or if it's hurting me, similar way he started hurting other devotees, then we have to act because it's going spreading, so we have to stop it. And that actions we have to take in bhakti practice, in temple. We have to take those actions because if it's impacting a wider audience, that one person or couple of persons conscious, we have to act, we have to take some actions. And it's required, and we have to take those actions. And ignoring is also action. Please remember that means ignoring is actually a very strong action. Okay, actually it hurts the other person. If somebody ignores me, I feel hurt. How can you ignore me? So ignoring also is a very strong action. Okay, so we should be try to find a balancing line where the other person also is not hurt. And now we are discussing this for 1 hour, how our emotions are hurt. So when we act, we should be so conscious that I'm not hurting the other person. Because the way I am trying to come up with my emotions of hurt, the same person will have to go through the same process to overcome his hurt. So why I will act in a way to hurt the other person? Right? So this line also can be there. So yes, Anmol, yeah, it's not always that we have to accept everything. So there are different actions that we can take to convey the message. uh, So that message has to be conveyed that it is coming to the limit. So that can be conveyed in different ways, depending on the next person. I hope this helps, Anmol.
Prabhuji, this helps me also.
Yeah, you have to convey the
Yes,
message.
sir. Yes,
Yeah,
yes, sir.
yeah. It's not always by
Yes, Prabhuji.
convey message in a smart way. Right?
Thanks for answering. Thanks for answering, Prabhuji. Thank you. Really helps.
Yeah, yeah. Without hurting, we can convey. Then you are best manipulator. It's required. That's intelligence. Use your intelligence. Okay. I will tell one very strong way of conveying the message. Uh, if I'm interacting with a person who is hurting me, okay, ignoring will hurt that person and he will do the same thing again. Okay, he will try to do more and more and more to hurt you. So that way of ignoring is may not work with particular person. So you have to be very careful while ignoring. Sometimes people say that if such person comes to you, he's talking from this side, you look in this side just to show that I'm not interested in your uh, talk. Is one way. It's a strong message that I'm not interested in your talk. Right? So depending on the person, use a correct way so that it will not also trigger that other person anger more. Very careful. So intelligence very important. Okay, ignoring and it's very nicely we have to do. Slowly we learn, and the vibrations, everything works on the vibrations, right? So your vibrations will be conveying that message anyway. If the next person who want to hurt you understands that you are not getting hurt by him, he will try to find somebody else. Okay, that's a key. If you all agree, you can test it. Okay.
Yes, Hare Krishna, I agree.
Yeah, if don't get hurt, he will say, boss, oh my God, I'm trying to hurt him. I'm trying to make him angry. He's not getting angry. Why I will waste my energy? He will leave us. Okay. So
Yes.
the action is opposite. Don't ignore. Face the situation. Don't react. That is what Krishna says: inaction in action, action in inaction. In fourth chapter, he is intelligent. He is the saintly person who understands the action in inaction in action. So here we are doing inaction, but that is a very strong action. I am not getting angry. I am not getting impacted. So to what he is trying to do, I am taking inaction. But by not getting hurt, I am doing a very strong action, right? So that's why Bhagavad Gita and what Krishna is telling us, it's very interesting. It's very deep, actually. Okay, so shall we close for today?
Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Avanti Brahmana, in Bhagavatam, which canto, which text could you please tell me?
Inaction in action.
No, Avanti Brahmana.
Yeah, I will
Mataji,
tell you. 11th canto.
11th canto.
Yeah.
Text. Okay, I will find out. Okay, thank you, Hare Krishna.
If any questions or anything that we should discuss more, just put it up on the group and we'll discuss. Any small problem also okay, because Bhagavad Gita has everything connection. So it's always interesting, small problems, how it is connected to Bhagavad Gita. Okay, so I think we can close for now, at least for today. And we'll continue the second shloka next time. If any other points or any other discussions you want, please share on the group. We'll talk. And also, if you think these discussions are useful and it may help some of your friend or some of your relative, whoever, you can add them here. Feel free to that. Just be careful that when you add one person, the mood of that person should match with what we are trying to do. Then you add them. It should not bother them too much. Oh, what Saturday morning, 1.5 hours, these people are giving heavy dose. You should not think that way, okay, from that angle. But if you think it is helping you and if it help others, please we can expand this group also. Okay. Thank you very much for your time and questions and your discussions. It helped me also a lot to handle the situations and myself. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much,
Thank
Prabhuji.
you. Hare Krishna. Please take care.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you always.
Krishna. Jai Shri Prabhupada ki Jai. Rupa Goswami.
Jai.
Hare Krishna. We will see you soon. Bye bye.